With Gunna's surprise release from prison, many are questioning on how it's even possible. From Tekashi69 posting that Gunna snitched, to others claiming that he took the smart route out of the court case, the truth, however, has finally been revealed by Gunna himself. Now, this all started on December 14th, as Rap TV reported, and I quote, "Breaking, Gunna set to be released from prison after pleading guilty to racketeering and team charges." Now, a few hours later, we saw court footage of what seems to sound like Gunna snitching on YSL and Young Thug.
You agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocarbons and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL to the detriment of my community. YSL again. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
If you're a fan of Gunna and Young Thug, leave a like on the video. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. That video clip made its rounds around social media. Rappers like Tekashi69 calling out Gunna for snitching and so on. With his name trending worldwide on Twitter, Gunna's reputation was on the line, so him and his team were quick to make a statement and break the silence on the snitching rumors. As Gunna released this statement on social media, "While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way." Now, while Gunna's statement makes the video of him saying "yes ma'am" to 10 questions that the judge asked, admitting that YSL is a street team and that YSL does illegal activities, it makes the entire situation extremely confusing. But it wasn't until the next day in the courtroom where YSL kingpin Young Thug was set for his own court hearing. During this court hearing, Young Thug was told the news of Gunna pleading guilty to several charges and revealing that YSL does a lot of street activities. As in these photos, Young Thug looks very worried, scared, and concerned for the future of himself and YSL. Now, this plea deal that Gunna took in this court case has actually been in the works for a few weeks. This was hinted towards the courtroom roughly 2 to 3 weeks ago, during a surprise court hearing where it was revealed that there is 300 new witnesses and snitches against the rap group YSL, including Young Thug. As it was announced, and I quote, "The state says it will be calling 300 witnesses during the YSL trial and may require 3.5 months. Judge Glanville thinks it will take longer." Now, this YSL trial will not be beginning anytime soon. This is due to the 300 new members that are going against Young Thug and YSL. Roughly 25 of the 300 are snitches, and then the remaining 275 are crime witnesses, as well as experts on determining on how certain crimes were committed. It was mentioned that the feds are using their entire financial budget on basically going after Young Thug. Now, it also makes you wonder, was this announced due to Gunna becoming one of the 300 new witnesses / snitches in the case? But it also makes it very clear on who the feds truly want. They do not want the small-time YSL members. They don't want Gunna either. They want one man, and that is Kingpin Young Thug. Now, Young Thug's lawyers are definitely aware of this as well, as an update occurred in the courtroom that many people were not even aware of. On October 27th, Young Thug's Twitter account released a statement stating, and I quote, "Jeffrey has reportedly cut ties with Young Thug." Now, an online lawyer put out a statement regarding on what this exactly means. Follow along closely. Now, Jeffrey Williams, plays the role/character of Young Thug. The character Young Thug is technically a brand, not a person. The brand Young Thug is owned by a record label named 300 Entertainment, and the character Young Thug is only used for entertainment purposes only. All lyrics used by the character Young Thug relates to no human being, and it's just entertainment for music. With Young Thug being a character, the actions and views made by him in music lyrics, music videos, as well as online videos cannot reflect back on the human Jeffrey Williams, as he is only contracted to play the character Young Thug. Jeffrey Williams is a person portraying to be Young Thug on behalf of the company 300 Entertainment and the YSL business. Now, I know it sounds confusing, but that is exactly why Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, has the greatest lawyers in the United States working for him. If you're still confused, think of it as this. An actor in a movie, say Adam Sandler, commits a crime during their recording for the film. Adam Sandler will not be arrested after the filming is done for the crime, as it's only done for entertainment for the movie. So when Young Thug, aka Jeffrey Williams, raps about lyrics explaining crimes, lyrics dissing ops, none of it is real. It's just entertainment for the listener. Now, they had to do this as the list of charges against Young Thug has now gotten even longer after Gunna's release. Now, the court hearing that was just done made the following new charges added to Young Thug's list: team involvement charges, narcotic charges, possession of firearm charges, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony charge, possession of a fully auto firearm, 3 separate charges of unlawful for person employed by or associated with criminal street activity, and then to top it off, Young Thug is being charged with the Racketeer Influence in Corrupt Organizations Act, otherwise known as the RICO charge. However, here's where it gets even more concerning for Young Thug. As it was announced Gunna's charges are being dropped due to the plea deal and that he's now been released from prison, Young Thug's lawyers argued for Young Thug to also be released. But prosecutors were ready and waiting for this to happen in the courtroom, as prosecutors have now ruined all chances of Young Thug ever being released, as they mentioned a tweet that was sent out on Young Thug's Twitter account. As the tweet states, and I quote, "I'm talking with my roommates, and we're wondering if you could swim 100 miles from the middle of the ocean back to shore at Michael Phelps." Now, what seems to be like an innocent tweet sent out by Young Thug's manager by Young Thug's request, it turned very ugly in the courtroom, as this was Young Thug's lawyer defending him in the courtroom about the matter.
Williams is in a jail outside of Fulton County. There are 0 cell phones in that jail.
That last tweet that was sent out to Michael Phelps is recorded. It's been investigated by the sheriff of that county, and it was a conversation that's recorded between Mr. Williams and a member of his close friendships, that he asked the other person who has control of his Twitter account. That is not a reason to...
Well, this is part of the conversation, Mr. Steele, and you and others are going to need to have with your clients, because this is part of the state's concern. I mean,
that was an innocent. That's nothing bad. Asking somebody to tweet to Michael Phelps, "Can you swim 100 miles in the ocean?" That has nothing to do with intimidation. That asks you.
Well, if I can communicate through a family member or somebody else, then I can communicate something else.
Everything okay over there?
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, your family was concerned that something was going on. You're fine, right?
Yes, I'm great.
Okay, cool.
Now, if that wasn't concerning enough for Young Thug, there's now claims that Young Thug is also directing YSL members to go after snitches. Now, one of the snitches in the YSL case has now been identified, as Young Thug has had enough of the snitching and is allegedly having it dealt with. Now, it was announced early morning that a YSL member named Jaden Myrick admitted on the stand in federal court that he is a YSL team member and has been intimidating the snitches in the case, as these snitches were going after Young Thug with the feds. Now, Jaden Myrick had to admit this to the feds, as they allegedly have hard-hitting evidence against him going after them. Now, the man snitching is known as Lil Woody. Lil Woody demanded safety for him and his family after he started snitching on Young Thug, as Lil Woody allegedly during his snitching interview stated, and I quote, that Young Thug is a very dangerous person. If you cross him, he will get you and your family. Now, this was all mentioned during the first court hearing in the YSL RICO case.
He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's king slime. He is the most dangerous of the 28, Judge. And I implore you not to grant him a bond. He is dangerous. If he gets a burner, Judge, and the court may know this, a lot of the communications that Mr. Williams is on FaceTime, because it's not traceable, it's not trackable. Judge, I will also say that we have taken proffers from fellow from Mr. Williams. Some are on this indictment, some are not. They have stated uniformly that Mr. Williams is dangerous. They are afraid of him, that if they cross him, he will them and their family. And they were very clear about that.
Concerns that this court has is danger to persons and to intimidate other witnesses and obstruct the administration of justice. So and for those reasons in the aggregate, I'm going to deny bond at this time.
Now, the feds know that he's close with a few members in the YSL case, and allegedly, he's even been told to try to get other members in the case to snitch against Young Thug. Do you guys believe this is how maybe Gunna started snitching? Let us know down below in the comments. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.